Caddis Maximus here, this time with a quick review of the Harbor Freight Pittsburgh 93230 24-inch general purpose tire iron or tire lever. These are the type of pry bars that that are designed for actually manually removing tires from rims. I've only done it once. I actually did use these to do that. It was on an SUV with 30-inch tires, and it was nowhere close to as convenient as easy as a lot of YouTube videos seem to show. It was actually a real bear. But if I didn't have these particular pry bars, it would have been a bit more difficult. The big advantage to these pry bars as being tire irons is they have this little curved hook or loop which allows you to get in and under a bead to pop it over the outside of the rim, as well as a longer tongue to get between the rim. And pretty much if you are going to do it manually with pry bars, you really need two of them so you can jam both the lips. And let me demonstrate here. What I had to do was jam both of these together under the lip and then push them apart like this, get a bunch of leverage to actually cause that tire bead to push down over the little lip. Now, another advantage of these, and let's actually just take a quick look. They got a little dinged up, but they're not too bad. They're not the best steel by far, and they will kind of get beat up, but you can refinish them because they were just hand ground anyway. They are indeed forged because you can see the evidence of the nice wide flashing from forging. And even though they were deflecting on those big I mean, it was a huge amount of pressure. I was having to stand with my entire body weight on these and then use a second pry bar to really work the beads off. And they didn't actually permanently bend. They deflected, but they didn't actually, get permanently bent. And I was kind of surprised about that. The other nice thing is these pry bars are great for general automotive use. We are familiar with many of the pry bars, and they have a sharp square corner and varying degrees of deflection. What I kind of like about this pry bar is you have this one, which is a very short hook, and I've actually found that to be handy in a variety of situations. Just being able to get into a tight space like that and pry it out, particularly when it comes to, say, replacing CV axles on front-wheel drive cars. This seems to be a hook that really works well. There's a variety of shapes, but this one has really just been excellent for doing that. And the same thing with this other side. It's nice to sometimes have a pry bar that has a more rounded end. It also, particularly for interior panels, I've actually used these quite a bit on interior panels. It's nice because they're just so rigid and they're still relatively, they're not too thick. And you can get them down into a panel and then just pop various plastic rivets that may not be cooperating, and then you can remove a panel nice and easily. So that was just my quick review and overview of these Pittsburgh 24-inch tire irons. And for how cheap they are, they're amazingly cheap. They actually did do the job as advertised. And just want to make a quick review pointing that out. Once again, I appreciate everybody watching. Please subscribe. Caddis Maximus out.